Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Living the Vision. And I'm Michelle. I want to make this video several things. I'm going to tell you guys how to start a nonprofit organization here in the United States. And also, before I get into that, I want to address a couple of things. Now, okay, look, I want to ask a question. How many people are pack rats? You know, or how many people tend to, you can purchase something like in 1977 or 1988 or, 1999 and you still have it. And you have it because you maintain your stuff. You keep your things for, well managed or, taken care of, or however you want to word that. But I'm one of those people, and as we go from room to room, as I reorganize and, add a few things to what I already have, you guys will be able to, I'll tell you the story behind certain things. Now, just like this sofa that I have here in my living room, I've been having this sofa uh, since, I guess, 2016, 2015, something like that. And even the curtains, that I have at my window, I've been having them around the same time. And this rug, I've been having this rug and that coffee table around the same time uh, that I purchased. Well, you see my little paper towel holder. My little paper towel holder fell. But I'll get a chance to tell you some stories behind some of the stuff as I go room to room. And these bar stools, I've been having these bar stools, probably around the same era that I purchased everything in here. And it's just, some people may think I have it going on. No, I'm sorry. You know, when I take you to my bedroom, you'll see my bed that I had ever since my oldest son, who is 45 years old. I'm 60, well, next month I'll be 68, but I'm 67 years old. And I've been having that bedroom set, the whole set, since my son was 14 years old, and he's 45 years old right now. So when I say that I'm the type person that, if I buy it one time, I don't want to buy it again. So some of my things that I purchased when I had money, uh, I purchased well, because I feel that if I buy quality, especially in heavy things or things that I want to keep for a long time, I'm not gonna buy plywood or something that falls apart really easy. I don't want to buy it again. I just want to buy it one time, and that's it. You know, maybe when I get a house, maybe the sofa will go into a den, and maybe my living room I'll have new furniture. But I'm not that type of person that tear up stuff easily, and I have to wind up buying it over again. Or I'm not that type of person where I will give things away, and before I sell it, I will give things to people who are in need. And just like when I left my house years and years ago, I had a 3-bedroom house, and somebody needed a bedroom set. I had downsized to an apartment, and I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and I had to get a 2-bedroom apartment because my furniture was so big. where it wouldn't fit in a one-bedroom apartment during that time. So it's like, even with this dress I have on or this headband I have on, don't think that these things are new or, it's just I keep my things, and I don't destroy my things. I don't wear and tear a lot of things that I purchase. So I'm just that type of person that will hold on to their stuff for a long period of time. Now, uh, Sunstar wanted me, Sunstar is my sister in the comments section. She wanted me to talk about uh, how to start a nonprofit organization. And I did have a nonprofit organization that, you know, uh, in the past. And I'm going to, I have my notes, and I'm going to tell you step by step for Sunstar and for all of those who would like to know. I'm going to give you step by step instructions on how to start a nonprofit organization. So uh, that's here in the United States. Now, the first thing that you have to do is you have to define your mission statement. And the mission statement is what it is that you want to do. You know, what your purpose is for starting a nonprofit organization, and you got to define who you want to serve. You know, say for instance, with my nonprofit organization, uh, I had I'm always in the service industry, and when I say service, I don't mean like how I'm doing at these stadiums, going in the stadiums. What I mean is I was all around. I like helping people. I like making sure that I can help somebody, give them the opportunity to better themselves or to, reach whatever goal that it is that they're trying to do. So now, and then also you have to define why your organization needs to exist, and so I'm going to give you an example. One example is to say, for instance, my first channel, I have Traveling the Unknown. And in Traveling the Unknown, it's talking about my cancer journey. So it's talking about my diagnosis when the doctor first told me I had cancer. And it goes on into, the whole process, the whole procedures and things like that. So my example is for that channel is to support cancer patients through emotional support. Me as a cancer survivor, this is what I do. I do on that channel now. I give support to cancer patients through emotional support, resources, and awareness campaigns. So you have to be able to define what it is that your nonprofit is going to do and how it's going to serve people. So, and the second thing you have to do is you have to choose your name. And I chose Traveling the Unknown for my cancer journey is because I didn't know where it was going to take me. You just have to make sure that your name is unique, and make sure that it reflects your mission statement, and you also have to check for your state whether or not that name is available, because somebody else may have that name. So you check with the Secretary of State or something like that, and try to find out if that name is available for you to use. And it says check if the domain and social media handles are available for branding. Okay, so and like I said, traveling the unknown was, oh, I'm sorry, I got these gnats flying around here and they're bugging me. Okay, we'll get to that when we get to the kitchen and I start talking about gnats and how to get rid of different things that's in your apartment. But right now, stay in focus. So, uh, you have to check to make sure that your name is unique to what it is that you're trying to do, and that's in your mission statement. So number 3 is you have to recruit a board of directors. Now, it says that most states require at least 3 unrelated board members, and you choose people who are passionate about your cause, the same cause that you're in, and that can bring value as far as the skills and the funding and the network that you're that's according to what you're doing the nonprofit with. Now, with my nonprofit, I had different people that I knew. Um, they were professional people, but they were in different states. Friends of mine that I had met over the years, and they had more skills in certain things than I did, and they were able to help me to um, grow my nonprofit in the way that it did grow. And the fourth thing that you're going to do is you're going to incorporate your nonprofit. And that means that you have to file an articles of incorporation with your state. And usually that's with the Secretary of the State. And like our Secretary of the State here in Texas is in Austin, Texas. So I don't know what state you're in, but whatever state that you're in within the United States, that's what you're going to do. Now, if you're out of the country, uh, I don't have that information for you out of the country, but you can look these things up for wherever you're located. So you'll need to pay a small fee that typically ranges from $30 to $125, depending on the state that you're in. And back when I filed mine, I only had to pay $25, so they went up. So step number 5 is that you apply for an EIN number, and an EIN number is the employee identification number, and this you get this from the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. Their website is free, and you need to open a bank account and file taxes. And the taxes that you'll file is $9.90 every year. Some people file taxes every quarter. So that's like every 4 months they pay taxes, file taxes, or whatever it is that they are they want to do during that time. Some people don't want to wait till the end of the year. They just do it every 4 months. So, and also you are gonna, hold on a second. Now, you have to, the sixth thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna create your bylaws. And your bylaws these are your organization's internal rules, how the board operates, how decisions are made, on and on and on. So it's just like a business, a regular business. Like when you go to work for a company, I don't know how all companies work. I used to work for the state of Texas, and besides me having my own business. But when I worked for the state of Texas, during our orientation process, in order for us to do our job, we had to understand who we were working for, what their policy and procedure was about, and then we had to learn the way that they wanted us to do the job. So you do all of that, you create all of that in your bylaws. And also, the seventh thing that you're going to do is you're going to apply for a 501c3, and that's a tax exemption status that you're going to file with the IRS. You file this with the IRS on the form 1023 or form 1023EZ. And if eligible for smaller organizations. Okay, so the fee for that is $275 or $600 in full. And it seems like I paid $750 for mine back when I had my organization. And this makes your organization officially tax exempt, allowing donations to be tax deductible. So you don't have to file taxes on your money at the end of the quarter or the end of the year, but you do have to file with the Secretary of State. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So the eighth thing that you're going to do is you're going to register with your state for fundraising. And some states require a chartable solicitation license, okay, to raise funds. And you check your state's attorney general or charity bureau website for that to see if that's one of the requirements for your state. So number 9, you open a nonprofit bank account, and you bring your the EIN number, your incorporation documents, and your board resolution approving the bank account. Now, if you need to, play this over again, you're going to have to look these things up and educate yourself on these things that I'm telling you about. Break it down for yourself so that you'll be able to understand it. And number 10, you're going to start fundraising and building your programs. Now, I ran a transitional living, and through the transitional living that I had, I was housing people, that was in need, and more so it was families. And I did one family at a time. It was easier that way. So during the course of me having the nonprofit, I had 2 different families at 2 different times. And mind you, both families, they had a family of 5. So that was coincidental, but I helped people to get in college. I helped people to, if they didn't have their documentation, like their birth certificate, ID, and all that kind of stuff, I helped them to get those things. And I helped, one of the young men that was interested in getting into the military. I helped him get himself situated, organized, so that he could go into the military. But I helped people to build their self-esteem up, because once they were broken, didn't have anywhere to live, didn't have jobs, or didn't have money, was sleeping on the street, or about to be evicted from their place and didn't have anywhere to go. And I started my nonprofit, my transitional living, to give them a helping hand and to help them to redirect their lives in a more positive manner so that they can sustain themselves. Okay, so number 10, you start fundraising and building your programs. You use platforms like GoFundMe, Give Butter, that's one word, and or PayPal for nonprofits. Now, create a website, set up a newsletter, and build a social media presence for your business. And basically, that's how you start building your nonprofit organization. So I hope this helped those who are interested, like Sunstar and whoever else that is interested in building a nonprofit organization so that you can get started. And once you do get started, I hope you come back on your channel and let us know what it is that you're doing, or comment in the comments section and let me know what your plans are, and I'll see how I'll be able to give you information that will be able to help you in the direction that you're going. So guys, I want to thank you again for coming to my channel, and I want everybody to know that no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're doing in life, you are blessed. You're blessed from the bottom of your toes to the top of your head. You're blessed. If you're on this side of the ground instead of that side of the ground, you are blessed. So me as a cancer survivor, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I am blessed. And I don't want y'all to feel any way other than that you are blessed. And I thank you for coming again, and I'll see you in the next video.